Hi everybody, it's Andy from Snowcamps Europe here with Paul from the Ski Instructor Academy here in Kaprun, Austria. And this week on the podcast, we're getting all Christmassy.
We are. But before that, Andy forgot the big news on the news. So we did the news, but he missed out the big news because he was thinking of the FA Cup instead of thinking about something more important, which was the fact that he's going to be a father.
For the first time.
For the first time at this age.
Yes. This whole dry page.
Do you think you're like an actor or something? Like one of these Hollywood stars or something, or what? Do you think that
Maybe. Maybe. I think I'm probably more prepared for it now than I was 20 years ago.
I'm not sure about that.
But this still doesn't mean I do kids' lessons. Right. Not quite yet, anyway. But yeah, May the 17th. So it hopefully doesn't clash with the FA Cup final.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Well, look, moving on to more important things and talking about Christmas and stockings and all that. Our friends, our sponsors from... I'll just pick up our big bag from Brundle Sports here, have been supplying us with some Christmas stocking fillers. So, Andy, I tell you what, you can be first, Andy. You can choose out the stocking bag first and see what Christmas goodies we have.
So, in no particular order. Ooh.
He's going to... What we got. What did he get for Christmas?
Things that you might want to find in your Christmas stocking.
I want to get the best one. I wonder what the best one is.
Right, okay, so... Ooh. That is a Goggle cover, which are quite handy. So,
yeah, I have scratched a few with my skis when you're in the gondola and you're moving around or you're in or at lunchtime or something like that. It's quite clever, the little covers.
What I like is it takes up no space, so it goes in your pocket, and then once you're taking your goggles off and put them on top of your helmet, pop that over it, stops from getting scratched. You can put your helmet down in a restaurant, no worries. So, yeah, that would be... If I got that in a stocking, I'd be happy. Someone bought me one of them for Christmas.
You'd probably need 5 or 6 of them because it'd be one of those things that you lose.
A bit like a lip balm, isn't it? When did you ever finish a lip balm?
Yeah.
You know, you always lose them. So there you go. First thing in our Christmas stocking is a Goggle cover. Would have been $9.99. It's all right.
Let's have a look.
Lots of different styles.
I've got something bigger. I've got bigger. Oh, yes. I went big. I got the heated socks. You got the $9.99 one, and I got the €269 pair of
This is very true to life then, isn't it?
Yes. And look, they're getting thinner and thinner, Andy, these socks.
Now, I've not used them, but you use heated socks, don't you?
Yeah, especially in Argentina, I've been known to stick them on my feet.
And so you wear them? Are you a fan? Do they work?
They do, especially if you've got, if I'm using my race boots, which are particularly thin plastic and thinner insole liners, etc., and it's like a minus 25 job, then hey, they're God savers, you know. They just take off the tinge. They're never going to make, well, you can actually, mine you can make your feet burn and get chilblains and stuff and burn your feet. But generally, if you put it on the right setting, it'll just keep that chill off so you never get that numbness and freezing toes. So, hey, I know they're not cheap, but...
How much?
Well, yeah, these are boot dock ones. So these are €269.
Wow.
And they can get up to 8 to 10 hours. I would say, to be fair, I've never had that from mine. But, of course, they're getting better every year. I would say you get about 4 hours, which is normally enough anyway. And... worth it or worth it not? I don't know. The one thing that's important for these socks as they're developing them is that they're seamless, that they don't have any ridges, you know, and they're getting really good at that. You would just think it's just a normal ski sock with a little battery pack. So, hey, $9.99 for Andy, stupid sock on his goggles, and I get the sock.
How'd you wash them?
You just basically take the battery element off on mine, and you just turn them inside out and stick them in the washing machine.
Okay, cool. So you could get through a holiday with just one pair if you washed them every night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, okay.
You know, so, come on, Andy. See if you get anything better this time from the bag.
What we got here?
Oh, it's for the kid.
Oh, it's the edgy wedgie.
It's what Andy's going to need for his kids' lessons.
Can you imagine how good of a skier it's going to be?
What, your kid?
Man, they don't go to school till they're 6 in this country, so that's 3 years of learning to ski before he goes to school. Anyway, an edgy wedgie. So if you don't know what an edgy wedgie is you put it on the tips of the skis, and it keeps the smaller person in a snowplow. And how much is it? $21.99. That's not too bad.
Yeah, $21.99. It actually is. I used it when I was teaching blind person, and it was very, very good. Very, very useful tool. Obviously, you want to get rid of it as quick as possible, but it certainly stops all sorts of clattering and clashing and ending up in one of these wide parallel stances rather than a plough. That's the general idea. It's great for kids if they're really struggling.
Yeah. I think the smaller the child, the harder they find to put the skis in the plough, don't they? They just spread their legs a little bit, so it holds the tips together.
Come on, Andy.
Me again?
Oh, no, it's me. Get off. Get off. He's trying to take stuff. Oh, I got the crap.
Got the crap.
Oh.
Well, we say crap. But... So they're then, what are they called?
Cat tracks, I know them as, but they've changed names. What are these ones called? Sole Protector Safety Anti-Slip. Look, they do work and they do their job, but I see more of these lying on the street through the winter than anything.
It's like a one-size-fits-all, isn't it? And then they sometimes do come off your boots, depending on
and you
how
were
much
saying
you
off
use
air
them.
that a lot of boots anyway, you can walk on them nowadays.
They've now got, most boot manufacturers have gone to grip walk soles, so they're a lot more grippy. But I guess if you are in a resort like Capron, especially if you're a ski teacher and you're wandering around the village in your boots from the teaching area to the mice Goggle or whatever it be, then it's good to save the boot, the bottom of your boot, because if you don't want to be damaging your boot. But more and more boots are getting grip walk now, so how long that'll actually still be relevant in the market, who knows?
But hey, they were selling a lot of them, so you obviously know.
I want a pair of these.
Oh,
right, these are good. Now, by the way, if anyone's watching, I don't own anything that's in this bag, and it would all be useful. So if anyone wants to send me anything, or Paul, I'll send Paul something as well. Right, $39.99, and these are Burton, okay, but they are gloves that I can use my phone with, so I can touch the screen. I've got a special thing. A coating.
Yeah, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work in what I've found anyway. I do. I have a few pairs of thin gloves because obviously using cameras and we do use screens with drones and things. But I find some of them are really good and some of them just seem, I don't know, they just seem to not work. They just seem to wear off. So yeah, but hey, if they work, it does save you that hassle of taking your glove off every time and having to...
You've picked up a very small pair. I'm going to have a go now. Yeah, look at that. Now, my solution to this currently is I've got... And I think
you just cut your thumbs out.
I have, yeah, that's what I've done. Right. I've put a hole in my right thumb. So I just pull the fabric back and then I can use my phone.
He's a typical Scouser.
Yeah, and then I just put the flap... Just a little slit in my glove. But these would be much better. They look cool as well, look at it.
Yeah.
It's almost like Spider-Man kind of thing.
Yeah, cool. It always worries me that these products, a lot of them tend to work in controlled environments, but when you get them out into the real world, they fall apart a little bit.
I find if I get the phone out when it's snowing and you get a little bit of snow on the screen just doesn't want to play, does it? Yeah. It just doesn't work.
But I hope I get something better.
It's quite a nice stocking filler for Christmas.
Oh, crap. A booster strap. Stop shin bang.
Really? Is that what it says?
It says, yeah, stop shin
Just
bang.
with a booster strap.
More height, solid transitions. Yeah. One day I'll have to do a discussion on booster straps and what they do to the line of action of your tibia and stuff
Pretty
like
much
that.
every boot comes with a booster strap now, though, doesn't it?
Well, it does anyway. And these are just trying to sell a better one, if you like. And, they'll have an argument here. Instantly improves boot performance and gives astonishing ski control. Yes, interesting. So without this, I didn't have that. Improves comfort and aids in the prevention of shin bang and other things. Used by world's winningest skiers. Winningest skiers, is that like an American word? The world's winningest skiers. Hey, Andy, that's big lettering. That's definitely an American thing.
That looks like something I've written.
Yes. So anyway, thank you very much for that present. But I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take that one back.
You're not happy with that?
I'm taking that back.
You'll be re-gifting it.
Yeah, I'm sending it back. What else have we got? Hey, you can't play. No, you touched it. You touched it and you tried to put it back. Another pair of socks.
Powerfit socks. Called Boot Doc Powerfit socks. Tune your feet. And we've talked about socks before on the other podcast, and you can't really have too many pair of ski socks, albeit you don't need to take 14 pair on holiday. But the more you spend, the better the sock is going to be. Paul mentioned earlier with the heated socks, no seams, so seamless. There'll be no ridges over the toes. A technical sock's going to have a different, let's say, stitch over the shin, and then it'll have different things over the toe box on the heel. So yeah, it's worth spending a bit of money. Now these aren't too bad, I suppose. $29.99. Probably the most expensive.
But most people, I was going to say, but most people would not spend $29.99. If they were in the UK, they'd be looking, going, I'm not going to buy that. I'll get just the €9 pair.
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll get deals, as well. But look, that is a very, very good sock, that one, and it isn't a performance sock.
And I would say it's mid-range, to be honest, at 29, because some of them are like 70 quid a pair now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, the full conversion.
Yeah,
hey, look what I got. Look what I got. I got some hand warmers.
I love these things.
Oh, well, that's going to keep my fingers toasty. Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody likes a pair of hand warmers for the, to stick in your mitts or gloves. And in fairness, they do work. I've got to say that. Yep. You just end up scrunching your hands around them, don't you?
You're better to scrunch them in the hotel or in your accommodation rather than wait till you're on the slopes, because it does slow the heating process down if you're outside in the cold already. So I used to always activate mine before breakfast, put them into my gloves, and then when you go back to get all your gear, you put your gloves on and you go, oh, it's in there and it's already hot. But I know people that put them in the palm of their hands. I put them on the back of my hands because my theory is that's where the blood flow of the veins is to my fingers. But I always have them in my backpack. Always have them.
I've never used them. Never, ever. Stop. He's doing it again. He's searching in the backpack.
I'm looking for the things that I want or need.
Right.
Now, these are good. Yeah, $5.99. Now, if you buy Hestra gloves, you'll get these on your Hestra gloves. But if you don't, these are well worth buying. And it basically means you can attach that to your glove, put that round your wrist, and when you take your glove off, you don't have to worry about dropping it off the chairlift.
Yeah, so it lets your glove dangle. Obviously, if you're not watching on YouTube, on Spotify or Apple or whatever, just be aware that Andy's on about the kids' things. He used to have these anyway. He stitches it through his shoulder as a big piece of rope and dangles his gloves off that.
I still have them, but I tell you what happens though. I've got these on at the minute, even though it's like 11 degrees up there. I've got me Sub-Zero mitts on with these
because you can dangle,
and then I take them off on the chairlift and they dangle. But then what'll happen is I'll switch my gloves one day to leather race gloves, and I pull the glove off and it's dropped off the chairlift. So I have to take the group down off the off-piece to go and collect my glove. But no, that's cool. That if you gave me that in my stocking, I'd be happy.
It's only what, €6?
$5.99.
$5.99.
$5.99.
All right. What have I got? Oh yes, I have for a good price of €15. I've got myself a little ski lock. So there we are. If you're worried about your skis, then you want to lock them. A lot of companies have come up with different designs of ski locks, like very complicated ones, more simple ones like this one on a thread with a combination lock. But in fairness, what we mostly do is, one, we either keep our skis in view, and if we don't do that, we'll split them with another trainer, and he's got one of my skis, I've got one of his, and we'll put them at opposite ends of racks. And if people are going to steal them, they're going to steal the easiest pair rather than the pair where they've got to try and match them back up again. So we don't reuse them.
Unfortunately, it does happen, doesn't it? Skis do get nicked.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the pre-seasons on glaciers around Europe, because people know that the people who are up there, whether it be trainee instructors or World Cup racers, it's good kit that they're skiing on. So, unfortunately, groups of people do go and steal stuff.
All right. What else we got in this stocking bag?
We have got an edge trick. What does that do, Paul?
It'll just be to take the burrs off. So, I mean, look, I just grabbed that, but it could have been a diamond file. It could be any type of thing that allows you to prolong, your ski edge, so you don't have to go and get it serviced, especially if it's icy and, the conditions are particularly cold and icy. It can burr the ski really quickly, and you don't want to be messing with the edge angle, but you can get all these little diamond files and little edge tricks and things like that, where you just rub it at the end of the day, and it'll just take the burrs off and keep your ski nice and sharp for the next day without having to go to the shop and be servicing them every 5 minutes.
And it's only €20, which is quite good, because some files are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, it's about me. You can pay, €200 for a file as well, like you can with wax. But look, there we are. Take one of those. And now I'm onto the hat, of course. You know, getting somebody a hat for Christmas, especially if it's a nice one, then, you know, people, you can't have many hats. You know, you need a few hats when you're winter. I am terrible with hats in the sense that I have one. The reason I have one is because I lose it, then I have to get another one. And I constantly put it down in a restaurant and I forget the damn thing every single time.
I've got a box of hats, but I only wear one of the hats. And it's the same one that's been in my bag for years. And then there's a box of other hats that have never been worn. But yeah, I know some people like to change their hats all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. They wear different hats with different suits and all sorts of things, and different boots, and match the costumes.
So that was a selection of stuff.
No, there's another one down there, Andy. Hang on.
Oh, there's that. Oh, we got that.
There's
as well,
a big one, and he's got a big present. He's got a huge one. Hey, he must have won. I think you've come out on top. Yeah, Andy, what you got?
Joy.
Yeah.
We got a Peeps, a shovel, and a probe.
All right.
So obviously, is it Mammut? That's Mammut. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't see it. So we basically got transceiver. Oh, this side, isn't it? Transceiver, shovel, and a probe. Obviously, if you're going into the backcountry, off-piste skiing, this is the minimum requirement you need. So if somebody that you are thinking of buying a Christmas present for is going to do a bit of off-piste and they've not got this, then it would be a very, very worthwhile investment. But it basically is needed. You can't go into the off-piste without a shovel, a probe, and a transceiver, and
the education to use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the training, but also on the shovel thing as well. I think that's a metal shovel. Don't buy a plastic shovel, because you'll not be able to do anything.
You'll not be
able
to help anyone.
No.
That's it. Oh, hang on.
One more thing.
Look, Andy. I think something was left for me here.
Nah, I think you've bought this for me.
Oh, what's this? Well, look what Marcel Hirscher delivered for me. It's the Van Dier ski. Oh, well, Andy, you've got your shovel and probe, and look what I got given. Hey? Yeah, I'm a lucky guy. You always wait last. The best present is last in the stocking.
Why do you always get the best stuff?
I know, look at it.
Which one is it? Is it the slalom ski?
It is. It's the World Cup slalom ski here, signed by Marcel Hirscher. It's just a wonderful thing just to touch. I'm just going to put it on my wall.
It's a shame they only gave you one.
I know. That was a shame. You can have the other one.
Apparently, they are selling a lot of them through the shop. I was in there the other day, and there was a load of them waiting to have bindings put on. So they are proving quite popular.
Yeah. And one additional thing before I move on that we were going to talk is what is in my rucksack. Well, to be fair, I'm usually carrying up documents and forms for ski instructors and stuff like that. But on top of that, obviously, I have my helmet and my goggles that I take up every day. And I always have two buffs at least, because I find they're just so helpful, buffs, and they're just the best things ever. It's just such a simple piece of material, and they're great, to cover your face, to put around your neck, to do all sorts of things with. And as Andy's already said, ski instructors that have half a brain use a Hestra mitt. We always use Hestra mitts because the mitt, it's just so much easier having a mitt than a finger thing. And your hands get so toasty warm in them, you can just, even in cold, take them off and fiddle for a while and put them back on. And they just get you much warmer. I also sometimes stick in my pocket my foldy sunglasses because, when you come off after wearing goggles all day and then you're coming down and it's sunny, it just burns your eyes off if you haven't got your sunglasses. And then...
Are they Ray-Bans?
They are Ray-Bans.
Folding Ray-Bans?
Folding Ray-Bans.
I've never seen folding Ray-Bans before.
And then finally, I usually stick this and hide it somewhere in my bag if I'm leaving it lying around, which is an Apple AirPod. So this is just a tracking device. Actually, in fairness, but don't tell the ski instructors, I've put one of these in every one of their jackets as well, so I can track all the ski instructors wherever they're on the mountain as well.
I thought you were holding up a badge. What does this do then?
Well, this is just a tracking device. So you just put that, you could stitch it into the lining, you could put it in your helmet, you can put it anywhere. And basically with your Apple iPhone, you can just go find this pod, and it will find the pod anywhere in the world. So if you ever, going traveling with your luggage, I put it in the luggage, so if the airline loses my bags, I can tell them where it is. And you can then track it right down to 2 centimeters. You can eventually find out. Wow. But with some of the expensive camera equipment we use, we hide trackers in the equipment. And I find that quite helpful. And especially if you're leaving like I do, I have to leave a bag somewhere on the top. I stick a tracker in it.
What does that cost?
Oh, I don't know. I think I bought like a pack of 4 or something, and it might have been like 120 euros, but I think they're about 40 euros each or something
Not
like
too bad.
that.
Never seen it. Never seen it. The things that are out there, I've never seen.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Bonkers.
So that's what's in my bag, and you probably are much similar because you don't want to be carrying much, really, do you? Just
I don't really carry my bag. I just carry my stuff up in my bag. But yeah, I've got my mitts. I've got a hat, my goggles, my lunch, my drink. That's about it, really. Yeah, I try to travel light, and that's why things like this are good because they don't take any room up.
Yeah, the goggle sock thing.
Because again, goggles, you get a decent pair of goggles. If they've got a hard case, you don't want to be carrying a hard case everywhere. You know what I mean? No. But no, yeah, pretty much the same.
So Andy's been plugging for some of these things. Meanwhile, I've got to thank Brundle Sports for giving me all this stuff. I mean, God, it's a bit of a shame they didn't give me the second ski, but I got one ski, and I initially need to blag the second pair, but I've got some lovely heated socks there and nice peeps and shovels. So, hey, it can be anything that you're putting in these stockings, from €5 that we saw right up to the €260 pair of heated socks, for example. So maybe think about these little things, these little gadgets and things that are cool for Christmas, as opposed to the boring presents that we tend to give each other each year.
Although I am a big fan of socks. I do like socks.
Yes, he does.
I do. Bye for now.
Bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.
I wonder if they'll know if we don't return these.